Today is October 4th, 2016, invoice number 3922. We are approximately 25 feet tall. It is a 7x11 flue, front to back position, proceeding downward video scan. You see there is a multi-flue cap on here, proceeding downward. So you have a crack right there. In the first course of flue tile, there is a crack spanning the entire course. What we're looking for is obviously any cracks, any gaps in between these joints, holes, things of that nature. It's a little bit of a staggered tile right here. You can see how that tile steps out a little further, so we call that a stagger.
I'm good. Thank you.
It's your house, you gotta see what's going on.
Alright, yeah, appreciate it.
This small gap in the left-hand corner. A little bit of a gap. That joint right in there. A little bit of stagger right here. Stagger. That's a big stagger.
Would that have been intentional when they put it, or just a result of age?
No, it was just sloppy craftsmanship. This isn't even supposed to be in here, any of the cement, because basically they make them like a sandwich. They'll do one course of tile, round the cement around it, then place the other one on top, and that's pretty much how to do it. But you're supposed to stick your arm in and parge all that nice and smooth when it squishes out the inside, because it starts to create turbulence and it can obstruct draft, believe it or not. Some masons do it, some masons don't, and it all comes down to who takes pride in what they do. Some masons are like, well, no one's going to be able to see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Especially when this was built.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This one out, go back in. Now, entering the smoke chamber. Where the flue meets the smoke chamber, you can see you do have a gap. Just where that chamber meets the flue. Got a void in between there. See if I can get it better. There we go. Right in between there is a pretty big void.
Yep.
And what happens is smoke, spark, creosote can actually start to migrate into that channel as well.
And that's, I mean, we're looking into the siding, essentially, framing.
Another gap. Well, what happens is the masons, what they'll do is they'll construct their chimney, they'll do their terracotta, which is the interior lining, and they'll leave an air channel around that. And the reason they leave an air channel is to allow it to expand and contrast when the tiles get hot. If they put cement right up against it, the first time it expands, it'll pretty much essentially crack. So you have that void in between there, and then you'll have your masonry. The problem is, you could be producing creosote inside that cavity. Down the road may at some point lead to a potential chimney fire or a potential breach in through the home. Let's say if there's a little gap in between the masonry, and if anything were to occur inside, it could potentially migrate through at that point into an interior wall, things like that. Now this is still the smoke chamber. You see there are some gaps in between. You want a nice, smooth, airtight transition. There were a couple of holes that I was able to visually see as well. Where were the holes that I saw? Right there.
Okay.
But the biggest concern regarding the smoke chamber is right in here. It's pretty significant. That concludes the video scan for today.